Well, the revolt against the Western-backed takeover of the Ukraine has intensified. Russian-speaking Ukrainians in Crimea are resisting the Western banker takeover of their country by installing a Russian mayor in the town of Sevastopol as part of an emerging revolt against the U.S.-backed coup d'etat that saw the overthrow of their democratically elected president. The Russian military has also moved in to secure the city against opposition militants. Now, meanwhile, in an effort to afford the coup some kind of legitimacy, the Ukrainian parliament voted in favor of trying Yanukovych before the International Criminal Court. And this was a development that came shortly after it was revealed that a secretive British investigators are combing central Kiev for any evidence that the government snipers were massacring demonstrators. Now, a report says that the investigators, who do not wish to be identified, say they have already pinpointed 4 sniper positions. So, in other words, the British Foreign Office has already deployed agents in Kiev to either manufacture or plant evidence which will subsequently be used to demonize Yanukovych as a barbarian who ordered the massacre of protesters. Now, this is much like the situation that we saw with Syria, where immediately after the chemical weapons incident there, the U.S. said that it was definitely the Assad regime, although we had evidence that showed that it probably more likely came from the Western-backed rebels. And then they deployed their agents in to go and collect all of this evidence to say, yes, of course, this happened. And now we're seeing it here with the opposition in the Ukraine, who is also Western-backed. So it's the same scenario. It's the repeat the lie over and over again, and people will believe it. But the thing that's the shame is that you have, both in Syria and in the Ukraine, you have these citizens, people that are fighting for freedom. They're fighting a grassroots revolution. They probably don't even realize that they have been co-opted. And here you have a situation where the people in the Ukraine are being put through an absolutely horrible incident. Either way you look at it, it's not going to be good for them. They are basically caught in the middle of this massive tug-of-war between the East and West. The Ukraine is now a battleground to fight this proxy war, and either way it ends up for the Ukrainians isn't going to be great. They're either going to be dominated by Russia or the EU and the US. So either scenario isn't really great from them, but one thing is for certain, that the ties between Russia and the U.S. are, their good standing, their friendly relations are over. After the U.S. failed to take out Russian ally in Syria, now they have helped to fuel this violent revolution right on Russia's borders. So, of course, that is certainly the end of the friendly ties between the U.S. and Russia. So we'll have to stay tuned on that, but we're definitely seeing that kind of ramping up the propaganda there in that respect. But the question of how much the Ukrainian revolution was driven by external influences versus a real grassroots effort is now going to be put to the test, because some people in the Ukraine are demanding that the right to bear arms be included in their new constitution. So the Ukrainian Gun Owners Association has announced that it will start to work on the preparation of amendments to the constitution, which will provide an unconditional right for the Ukrainian citizens to bear arms. Their press release states, "People should have the right to bear arms. Authorities should not and will not be stronger than its people. Armed people are treated with respect." Absolutely. Now, whether or not the Ukrainians are able to secure the right to bear arms remains to be seen, because the EU puppet government that is sure to be set up there isn't likely to grant them this right based on Europe's very strict gun laws. But like I mentioned before, the situation that's happening there in the Ukraine is very important for Americans to witness, because it's just further proves the need for the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms. The exact way it was written is the way the Founding Fathers meant for it to be interpreted.
globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super male vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super male vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com.